Hi, Miss Stacy here today, and today I'm going to be showing you some fun ways you can teach your child about colors. Not only to recognize the colors, the actual color itself, but also learn the color word associated with it. The first activity, you will need some construction paper, and we'll also be using markers, some colored toys, some index cards, scissors, clothespins, paints, and we're even going to make a sensory bin out of using some rice and different color of materials. Okay, so you don't have to do all of this. Just pick your favorite one, the one you like the most, and try it out. And then you can move on to another. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start out teaching colors to our young children as early as a toddler. You can start with the 4 basic primary colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. And what I would do is have them gather the toys up, and I would say, can you find me some yellow toys? Can you put some yellow toys on the yellow paper? And then they would search through the house for some items that were yellow. Like food items, household items, long as they are safe items. We don't want them to find any kind of chemicals or anything dangerous, just items that are safe. And toys work best for this because they love toys and it keeps their interest. And then you could do the same with some green toys, some red toys, and some blue. You can also work in some math and say, can you find me 3 yellow toys or 4 yellow toys or 3 green toys? And then I would gather them all up. Now this activity will take a little time, and if you were pressed for time on this activity, what you could do is lay your paper out and have a bin like I do, and I just use the pie pan to gather up the materials yourself and let them sort based on color. Okay, once they could recognize their colors and they were ready for the color words, here's what I would do. I would get some white paper and write the actual color word on this. So here I have the color word red, and I would place it down and show them a bin of materials or have them gather their own materials. Can you find me something that's this color? What is this color? And then they would place the red items on the white paper with the word red. Okay, so that's something simple and basic, and I showed you 2 ways that you could do this. Now we're going to move on to some other stuff. Now, I love playing games with my children. So a game of Twister, gross motor, and color recognition. Also, a game of I Spy. We talked about this in another video, how you could give them a color. You could either say, can you find me something yellow? Or you could have an index card with the color on it. Like I have the color red here. Can you find me something? What is this color? And then they would I Spy through the house. And it keeps it gross motor involved and keeps them moving and keeps it fun. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you some clothespins. And here I took a marker, and there's varying ways that you can do this activity. But I've colored these clothespins with my different colors. And then I would have on my index card the color yellow. And can you find, oh, I must have dropped the yellow one. Okay, can you find the color red? And then match the color red and have them do this activity on their own. So they're matching color to color word. And one thing that's very important that you've noticed about all my stuff in any video I do is that when I write out color words, sight words, and letters, I always try to write black on white as much as possible, because we need to teach our children to teach to transfer. And what that means is when they go to kindergarten, they're going to see it like this. When they come to us, they're going to see it like this. If you're writing the color word on red paper, say I wrote the word red on this, or wrote the color word red in the color red, what they're doing is they're learning to look for the color and not the actual letters. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing them to actually look at the letters. And so this is what I'm doing. They're finding the red. You can also vary this by putting the word red on this, R-E-D, and matching it up to the actual letters. So that's another way that you can play that game. Okay, now, when they're more advanced and they've got their colors, they know their letters and their letter sounds, One thing I like to do a lot is puzzles. So what I would do is I'd write the word red on a piece of paper, and I would take my scissors, and what I would do is I would cut it in strips like so, and I would mix it up. And I do this a lot. And I would mix the word up, and I would have them put the color word in order. What comes first in the color word red? R, and sound it out, and then have them turn it correctly, and that's how we would work a color word puzzle. Okay, so I showed you color word puzzles. I'm also going to show you something that's really fun, and kids love, love, love this. Here I have some blue paint, and I have some Q-tips. And what I would do is I would write the color word blue on a piece of paper, and I would have them dip the paint in it and make little dots down the word blue, and have them spell it as they are painting. B, then go on to the L, then go on to U, go on to E. And you can do this with any color word. You could also, as a variation, use blue stickers for this to get some more fine motor in there. So that is that activity. The next activity I'm going to introduce you to is a sensory bin. And what I did was I used rice. You can use Q-tips, you can use beans, but if you use anything that they can stick up their nose, please always monitor your child for safety. That's why I like to use rice. And I've hidden some colors in here, and what I would do is I would show them the color word. G-R-E-E-N, green, green, green. And I would have them find and search and sift through and find the green items. Okay, you could also use tongs. Once their fine motor skills are a little bit more developed, have them use some tongs to pick up their green items or their yellow items out of the sensory bin. Okay, so, and the last thing and the most important thing that I would recommend you do to teach your child strong literacy skills and color word recognition is reading. Read to your child every night. And here's one of my favorite books that talks about colors. Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. And it talks about how he steps and stuff, and the color changes. And it talks about things like blueberries. What else in the environment can you find is blue? So this is a wonderful book. So this would be for like your toddlers on up to 5. And if I had a baby, and I believe strongly, read to those babies every night. Even if they're first born, read to your baby. Okay, so this is a little age-appropriate book that you could read to an infant. The color book, and you could show them, and you could talk to them. Oh, do you see yellow? And spell it out and read it to them. You can never go wrong by reading to your child every single night. It increases literacy skills and letter sounds and letter production. Okay, so remember, teach to transfer, and you have a blessed Saturday.